by HD here, and I'm gonna tell a story on how I broke my leg. But first, I'm gonna introduce my two friends, or they're gonna introduce themselves, Tristan and Nation, and they do not have YouTube channels yet, so yeah. But if they do, I can shout them out or whatever. But here they are. Here's Tristan.
Join my sniper clan.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, Nation.
My name is Nathan.
Okay, whatever. So, anyways, this is how I broke my leg. So what happened was I was going with my dad up to a place where it's close to where we live. It's a giant city. All right? And he was getting his shoulder checked out because because of what happened is he thought he tore his ligament in his shoulder. Turns out he didn't, which is a good thing. But I broke my leg, which is a bad thing. So he says since I went up to the place with him that we were going to check out his shoulder, it was like 2 hours. I was just like sitting in this waiting room. But it's okay because, you know, I was watching YouTube. But, oh my gosh, go ahead. Go ahead, mister. His name is Andy Chapo. Or Angry Chapo. Oh my god. Anyways. So what happened was I'm gonna mute all these guys, but so these nuts. Oh, ew, pound these nuts. That's gross. Dude, seriously. What is this kid doing? I'm just going upstairs. Alright, so what happened was Whoa, my god! I should have killed that kid. Alright, anyways, so we go to this park called Green Lake, which is by the place we went to check out his arm. And, ooh, I love his dark matter camo. I have only diamond, but whatever. So we went to... No, I didn't. He's lying. So we went to a skate park called Green Lake, and I was skating, you know, having a good time. And, I was trying to do a trick, which was a 50-50, which is a grind, and then ollie onto a bank, which is like a slanted ramp. So I couldn't do it because I'm like a scrub on this stuff. But anyways, so I put my board down onto the rail, and then I tried to just ollie off. And when I ollied off onto the bank, I just felt my leg like snap in half, like from under me. And right then, my whole leg went numb, and I knew exactly what I did. I knew that I broke it. I knew that it was, like, bad because it did, like... I've never, like, broken any other bone, but, like, a broken bone doesn't feel good, you know? Any broken bone is probably bad. So, I broke it, and I was screaming, Dad, I broke it, Dad, I broke it. So he comes running, and he's a firefighter, so he sees, like, a bunch of broken bones and limbs and everything. So he's like, I can hear him mumbling under his breath, like, oh my shit, like he broke it bad. And so, you know, I'm kind of like freaking out at the point. I was already freaking out to begin with, but now I'm like really freaking out if my dad's freaking out because he's like the calmest person I know. So he's like, okay, Elias, we're just gonna have to get you to the hospital. And I was like, no shit. But so he's like, okay, we're just gonna have to get you into the car. And so I was like, why aren't we taking the ambulance? And he was like, because it's going to cost us money, and it's just, like, not a big hassle. We don't need the fire department down here or anything. We can just do it ourselves. And I was like, you know, okay, this is going to be a sick story anyways to tell, so. I'm such a badass. I did the car. I didn't even need a hospital. Like, I didn't even need the firefighters to come. So, when we went into the car, we're in the car and there's like traffic and it was just brutal. I'm just sitting in the back seat with my legs spread out and oh, that sounds really weird. With my legs like crossed over each other, and I'm just like the most agonizing pain is just like going through my leg, and it's like just like coming in waves. Like if you've ever had stomach cramps, like if you eat like bad food or something, and like how the pain comes in waves, that's kind of how it was, but with my leg, and like 10 times worse. So I was sitting in the back seat. Okay, wait. So I was sitting in the back seat, and we get to the ER, and like the entrance of the ER, which is also connected to the hospital. And so my dad gives me a wheelchair, and I put my legs up on the footrest of the wheelchair, and when we're rolling in, my legs drop. Like the footrest just like give out, and it hurt so bad. My legs just dropped right to the concrete, my whole leg shook, and I was just like screaming at that point. And my dad's like, okay, just calm down, you know. We're getting you in, they're gonna give you like some oh my god, I can't talk. Some medicine, and we're gonna get you some painkillers and everything else. Like, okay, so I start to calm down. We go in there, the receptionist checks us in, and we go into our own room. So they start talking to me how I did it and everything to get my mind off of it. So they give me morphine and oxy, and I'm just, you know, all like, drugged up, you know, I don't even know what's going on at this point. But, so what happens after this, I do so many x-rays that I, like, ask for a warm blanket, like, every single time I had an x-ray. And I have, like, 20 blankets on me by the end of, like, all my x-rays, and they're, like, super warm, like, you know how, like, you get out of a, I don't know, like, clothes get out of the dryer, and then you put them on? Like, that's how warm they were. Like, they were super warm. They just felt, like, super good. And I fell asleep. Yeah, they were like that, like, super warm the entire time. No, they weren't electric. They were just, like, I don't know. They were, like, in a heater thing, is what they said. So I woke up, and my dad's telling me that I'm going to have surgery and everything, and that I have the best surgeon to do broken legs. And I'm like, sweet, this is awesome. I couldn't wish for a better surgeon, you know, and she turned out to be so awesome. And so she put this rotator thing on my leg, which was a new type of cast that she learned in Australia. And so she's telling me, oh yeah, you can walk on this and everything, and like it takes all the pressure off your brake. And I'm like, oh, this is sick, so maybe I can, like, you know, walk, just be like normal, just have a rotator on my leg. And then she goes, but you also broke your ankle, so you're not gonna be able to walk. And I'm like, why would you tell me that I can walk and then just like be like, psych, you have a broken ankle too, sorry. But, you know, whatever. So I had a broken ankle also, which was my joint bone, and my leg was a spiral break on my tibia and fibia. And so it was all the way down from the start of my tibia and fibia all the way down to my ankle. And so those are the broken bones I had. And when we are in and I'm looking at my cast and everything, and if you guys want to see what it looks like, just go to the Instagram in the description. So anyways, I'm looking at this and I'm like, what the heck is on my leg? You know, all this stuff is going through my leg. I'm just like, what the heck? This is so weird. And I highly suggest you guys go to my Instagram so you guys know what the heck I'm talking about. It was like, it looked like something straight out of a comic book. Like, it was insane. And so at the I go through like a couple like months pass, and I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad, you know. My ankle heals up, I hardly feel my screw, so I start walking on it, you know. And by the time this happened at the end of summer, so now I'm in school and I have my backpack and everything. I got crutches, and then another month passed and I don't need crutches anymore, and it's pretty much just like a normal school, except my feet, like, or my right foot, because I broke my right leg, is just like freezing all the time because I couldn't put a sock on it or anything, because yeah, it was just kind of torture. But you know, it's better than having like a broken back or something. And so that happens, and then I get my cast off finally, and then they put a normal cast, because since I had I had like screws going to my leg and everything, and like rods that went all the way through my bone. They had like giant holes in it that went like all the way through my bone, so they put a normal cast on it for those to heal. So when those healed, they took the plaster cast off that was pink and purple. I'm not sure if I have a picture of that on my Instagram, but you guys know what a regular cast looks like, I'm sure. So and you guys can look that up on the internet too. So what happens after that is my leg's all healed, and I start walking on it, and I still have a screw in my ankle today, and they're not gonna take it out unless it starts to like fall out, which is like really creepy to think of. Like, I have a screw in my ankle, and like if it falls out, they're just gonna take it out, which is really weird. But yeah. So they say that I can walk on it and everything. So once I get the cast off, I can like go back to my normal life, and I can like skateboard after a month. And I'm like, sweet. so I get the cast off, and it feels so weird walking on it. My leg is like half the size of my left leg because of how much muscle I lost, because I didn't move it for like 6 months. So it was like this really skinny leg, and it just looked super weird. It looked like my leg went on a diet, like it was anorexic or something. It was super weird, man. And so right now it's been like a couple weeks, and my leg's getting its muscle back and everything, and yeah, I've got my holes are healed, and I can skateboard in like a couple of months, which is really awesome because skateboarding is one of my biggest passions, and it's just like something I love to do, and I've done it since I was like 1, and yeah, I'll probably never give up skateboarding. But yeah, so that's a story on how I broke my leg, and it was a crazy experience, and hopefully I don't have to go through it again. Cross my fingers, knock on wood. So yeah, it's been Kazabai HD here, and I will see you guys later. Peace.